What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, GamerNesto, and today I wanted to showcase one of my favorite builds that I've been running in DZ. I believe I'm one of, I'm considering myself a yellow player, so most of my builds are based on skills. This is Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I know I've been away from Division for a while now, but I'm gonna start pumping some videos on my last skill builds that I have available that, at first I was very hesitant to put it out there. This is an update to the typical Nesto, what people call it in the DZ Nesto build. I came up with this build back in Today Update 8. I started that little glass cannon trend where everybody was, afraid of using a glass cannon in Title Day. I was on it 24/7 pretty much. I got very good with it back then when TTK was really bad. You can get just one-shotted, but, playing with glass cannon a lot made me a very smart player how to engage fights. And it's still the most powerful talent for skills regardless. Glass cannon is not for everyone. This is something that I like to point that out. This requires you to be smart how to engage. Otherwise, you're gonna be on the floor all the time. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as the pieces, still pretty much standard. The only update for this template is pretty much the Empress International gear set, which grants you skill haste, which is not really that important in this build. At least the skill damage is, and then also the most importantly, the skill efficiency attribute, which every percent skill efficiency will grant you repair, skills, skill duration, status effect, skill damage, and skill haste. So you have all that in one, which makes it very powerful. And on the pieces, you also want to have status effects, skill damage for the main attributes, and then on the mods you have the skill haste. Okay, so you want the same status on every single piece. Okay, now you're probably wondering why you have such low skill haste. Well, technically I have 40% with the 30% mods and then skill efficiency, but remember the chem launcher has 8 shells, and also the cooldown is not really that bad. 19 seconds I think is very viable. It's still very low cooldown in my opinion. So you want to stack all the status effect and skill damage that you can to have a very strong status effect and also very strong explosion. Even though it has been quite nerfed over the patches, it's still a very strong skill and very viable because you can just potentially CC up to 8 people. And not only that, the recent buff that the HIVE got with, I believe was Today Update 10, they increase that initial hit damage. You are able to, still output a lot of damage. Okay. For the main talents, you want Choke and Awe to get that 20% status effect. You can also use Creeping. There's another running up, very good talent as well after the buff, which basically now copies the exact same status effect into the next person. So that's another great option. This is more focused for maximum output of damage. So I went with Shock and Awe. And then of course Glass Cannon, which is basically the most powerful talent for skills and also DPS in the game. But Glass Cannon is not for everyone, even though that the TTK has been adjusted. you still can, you know, get down very easily. I've been playing with glass cannons entirely of the 8. So I'm an experienced player with this glass cannon talent. So I feel very comfortable playing in the outfield. If you go to my stream and I used to like play with this build, you probably will leave yourself scratching your head how he does. How does he do it? How does he survive with all these people coming at him? Well, like I said, I've been playing with these talents inside of the 8, which was almost nearly impossible to play with the glass cannon. And what that forced me back then was to be more smarter how to engage, how to play with the cam launcher. So it forced me to be a smarter player. Otherwise, I'll be on the floor all the time. So those are the main talents. You also want a golem gear to get that status effect here, and also a 1 blue at least. You don't want to go full yellow with glass and cannon, otherwise you're gonna be on the floor, which basically that's where the specialization comes in to grant you that skill tier. So the name pistol doesn't work with this build for the fact that the main star of this setup is the cam launcher. So if you put the card on and you grab your cam launcher, you're gonna downgrade yourself to tier 5, which you don't want to downgrade yourself because you want to output the maximum amount of damage. That's the purpose of this build. Besides CCing whoever is coming against you, you always want to put the pressure of people going to put their med kits, because if not, they're gonna die. That's pretty much your purpose. So you want to have the maximum amount of damage. That's why the card doesn't work with this build. You also want to have at least perpetuation for certain situation where you want to extend that duration in damage of the status effect of the fire. So every now and then you can just use it. Otherwise, you can just use a capacitor, which is an sectional gun for skill builds. And also, while the enemy's on fire, you can shoot them and still finish any target off. So it's a must on this build. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty much straightforward. It's just an update from my very old template. It's still viable. It's still powerful. And I can proudly say I was one of the first guys to have such template back, like what, 4 titles update ago. So this is pretty much what everybody calls a Nesto build in a DZ. Again, you can use creeping this. That's another great talent you can use with this build to spread out the entire fires. You catch them in a group, so that's another great option. But I already have more damage for this template. I feel like the creeping there is more suited for something like the fire sticky, which is 1 shot. You can also play long range if you have very good muscle memory. So you don't necessarily have to be close quarter combat. I do close quarter combat. I really don't care. I'll be in your favor with this build. So I can play both. I can play it out if there's snipers. I can snipe them with a cam. And if somebody rushing at me, I can also CQB with this build. So it's still very powerful, guys. And finally, a lot of people were asking me in the past to put this build out there. I was a bit hesitant, but I'm gonna start pumping all my videos of my skill build that I have. I have plenty, as you can see. Just to give you a little preview, I have my hazard version, I have my striker version, okay, and I have another one with armor on kill, but I have the pieces on stash. So I have plenty of cam launcher builds. So I'm gonna start putting it out there so you can just test them out and let me know what you think about them. I hope you enjoyed this build video, guys. If you like it, leave that thumbs up. If you have any question, write something in the section below, and I'll see you in another video, guys. Peace.